Good evening and salutations, my Y&R fans. I like this episode. Okay, let's start off with the ranch, the ranch, right? You have Nick and Adam sitting there talking about Kane, what he's planning on doing, who's involved in this whole thing, particularly Phyllis, right? And they're talking about Phyllis, and Nick is like, listen, I gotta sit there and believe that she's not going to turn her back on the people that she's known for years. And I'm like, you should really probably have a heart-to-heart talk with her, because she don't have no problem doing that. As far as she's concerned, one is business. Two, it's not like they really actually done anything for her, business-wise, money-wise, opportunity-wise. So she ain't losing no sleep, right? And Victor pretty much practically comes in there and says, she would sit there and sell her firstborn to get ahead. Okay? That's what kind of ruthless. That's how ruthless she is, and that's what Kane is all about, right? So they're talking and everything, and they're talking about Marquetti and being like, listen, if Kane goes after Jabot, that means she's going after Marquetti. Victor says something along the lines of like, Marquetti would have been ours if it wasn't for Kyle. Victoria comes in, pissed. Nick wants to stay, but Adam is like, nah, she good, she can handle herself. Let's go have a coffee or whatever, right? Victoria is pissed. She's like, once again, you're doing this controlling, this manipulation. You're gonna wind up losing Claire if you keep going about it this way. And she's like, you nearly lost me a couple of times too. Victor's like, he wants to protect Claire from being hurt. He feels that Kyle isn't worthy. He's just going to break her heart. That's just how he sees it. But, after it really hitting, he gets emotional, right? And, he hugs Victoria. And see, here's the thing. It's very admirable, and I can't think of a parent that wouldn't want to sit there and protect their children, their child from, even when they grow up, they're still going to be their child. But like, he wants to sit there and protect Claire from being hurt. It's a natural reaction, but the way he goes about it in a very controlling way, Let her make her own mistakes. You can't sit there, and as much as you want to sit there and take the hurt and the pain, you can't do it. You just can't do it. So I admire Victor for not just his need to want to protect his family, but the resources to do it. I mean, he's hiring. Let me put it this way. He promised Audra a whole goddamn company. Do you know how much money he's thrown out to do that? Just to get Claire to open her eyes to see what kind of duplicitous man that Kyle is? I don't know his history, I'm just saying. So the fact that he can do it, he has the resource to do it, he's like, why not do it? But that's the thing, you're going about it in this acidine, controlling way. You're just going to push her further away. Now Billy winds up meeting up with Sally, and Sally's like, listen, we're going to launch this thing. I want to sit there and hit the ground running and telling people who Demaya is, and if you're not ready to go, then let me do it. But, you trying to get Chancellor, everyone's sitting there waiting in the wind. We already sat there and delayed the launch one time. I'm not doing this. Like, this is insane. So Billy's like, okay, fine, you're right. I trust you. Do what you gotta do. He goes to the coffee house. He runs into Nick and Adam. They insult each other back and forth until it gets to like, listen, are you working with Kane? What's your plans? What's going on? And then it just goes tits up at that point because Billy's like, I don't have to tell y'all anything. I don't owe either one of y'all an explanation. And he pretty much, when he talked about Chancellor, he's pretty much like, listen, Victor gave Nikki that company so she can dress up and play CEO or whatever. I think it was more to it, but at that point, Nick just got pissed off. He was about to sit there and clock him. Okay? He was literally about to put hands on Billy. And Adam stopped him. And, Billy said something about Victor and walked away. And then Nick thanked Adam for intervening and stopping him from, practically trying to put him in the hospital, if we're going to be honest. I need a better desk. Hold on. Now, another meeting that went tits up, that was Jack and Kane. See, the minute that Jack sat down and Kane decided to order for him, he was like, yeah, this is definitely not a good start. Don't sit there and presume to know what I want. And long story short, they're talking about they're talking about Kane wants to sit there and buy Jack out as far as out of communications. And Jack is like, why? It's a startup company. Why do you want to sit there and invest in a startup company? It's a good business deal. Plus, we're practically family and this, that, and the third. They practically go back and forth a little bit about it. Jack ain't having it. And at this point, Kane is like, I'm getting the sense that you don't want to sell. Hell, I'm getting the sense that you want to sit there and wring my damn neck if it wasn't for your politeness and good manners. Jack is like, you're right, I don't want to sell. Why are you here? What do you want? You do realize that because of the events that wound up happening in these, nobody wants to rock with you. Nobody wants to do business with you. And of course, Kane is like, yeah, no, everyone says that until they sit there and see how many zeros they're going to get. So they go back and forth about that. And it just kind of just goes sour. I can kind of go more on word for word. You can watch the scene, but he pretty much just like, Jack is like, don't presume to know what I want. Even you ordering for me is a power play. Then he winds up leaving. Kane was calling Lily to reschedule their meeting since he missed out the first time because he was too busy getting summoned by the great Victor Newman. What else? Jack goes back to Diane, tells him about the meeting that went south. Also, it's not the Italian... Oh, that's something else. Sally did not like the idea that Billy was going to be spying on Kane for Jabal. Given everything that wound up happening in these two dead bodies, it's like, I don't think that's a good idea. At some point, those two are going to break up. Not that I really care about the romance stuff, but at some point, those two are going to break up. They just saw it. Jack fills in Diana about what happened at the meeting, and is also kind of worried, because at this point, he has to trust that Billy could sit there and handle his situation, trusting the company in the sense where if he can get enough dirt or get a good intel with Kane. If he's not too busy and focused on trying to get back Chancellor to prove whatever point that he needs to prove to Mommy Dearest. I feel like that's about it. I can't think of anything else. This is the general gist of the episode. If I miss anything, write in the comment section below. Come to the live stream tonight. I'm pretty sure there's more stuff that I missed. So we'll sit there and talk about that, break everything down. And, yeah, I'll see you in the next video. On live stream.